Love doesn't always arrive at the right time. Sometimes it arrives twice. And when it does, it asks not who you love more, but who you're willing to lose. Ethan Parker was 21 when he first met Lily, the girl who made him believe that love could last forever. They met in the quiet corners of a campus library. She, a literature student with wild curls, and a smile that felt like sunlight through rain. He, an engineering major who believed in numbers, not poetry. But she changed that. They spent nights walking under city lights, talking about dreams, hers of writing novels, his of building bridges that touched horizons. In her laughter, he found music. In his silence, she found peace. Their love wasn't loud, it was gentle. It was two hands finding each other in crowded rooms. It was shared coffee, folded letters, and promises whispered under stars. For 2 years, Ethan and Lily built their small universe, simple, perfect, and whole. But life, as it often does, had plans. Lily got an offer a writing fellowship in New York. It was her dream. Ethan told her to take it, even when his voice trembled. "I'll wait," he promised. And she said, "I'll come back." They kissed under the fading sunset of June, a kiss filled with hope and fear, and everything they didn't say, then she left. 6 months later, Ethan met someone new. Her name was Ava. Ava was the kind of woman who carried storms in her eyes and laughter that could make broken hearts believe again. She was confident, unpredictable, and wild, everything Lily wasn't. They met at a volunteering event. She was painting murals for kids. He was fixing the playground fence. When paint splattered on his shirt, she laughed and said, "Guess you're part of the art now." He didn't laugh then. But later, he couldn't stop thinking about her. Ava brought energy back into his quiet world. She made him try things, hiking, dancing in the rain, singing terribly in the car. With her, life wasn't peaceful, it was alive. Ethan didn't mean to fall in love again. He tried not to. But one evening, as they stood by the river, watching city lights ripple in the water, Ava whispered, "You don't have to hide your heart from me. Ethan, I'll take care of it." And for the first time in months, he let someone hold his hand again. One autumn evening, as golden leaves fell from the trees, Lily returned. Her eyes still held that gentle fire, but there was something new. A quiet strength. A calm, he remembered. She found him at the cafe they used to visit. When he saw her, the world seemed to stop. "Hey," she smiled. "Hey," he whispered. They talked for hours. About her stories, his new job, and all the months between them. She laughed softly when he told her about Ava, not in jealousy, but in understanding. "I always knew someone would love you," she said. "You have that kind of heart." Her voice trembled, though, because deep inside, she hoped that heart still belonged to her. Ethan walked home that night with his thoughts in chaos. He loved Ava, but Lily. Lily was home. She was his first everything, his beginning. How do you choose between someone who healed you and someone who built you? Days turned into weeks, and Ethan found himself caught between two worlds. With Ava, he felt passion, the fire that made him feel alive. With Lily, he felt peace, the comfort that made him feel whole. He tried to hide the storm inside him, but Ava sensed it. One night, she looked into his eyes and said, "You still love her, don't you?" He didn't answer. He didn't need to. She smiled painfully. "Then go. Find out if your heart still beats for her. Just don't come back if it does." And that was the kind of love Ava gave, brave enough to let go. Ethan met Lily again, on the same bridge they once dreamed of crossing together. The city glowed behind them, lights flickering like memories. "Why didn't you tell me?" she asked softly. "I didn't want to lose either of you," he admitted. She smiled sadly. "That's the thing about love, Ethan. You can't hold two hands when one belongs to the past." He took her hand. "I never stopped loving you, Lily, but I learned something important. Love isn't about who you can forget it. About who you can live without." Lily's eyes filled with tears. "Then who can't you live without?" He looked away, his chest heavy with truth. "Ava," he whispered. Silence followed. And then Lily smiled, a real smile this time. "Then go to her. She deserves that love. And so do you." They hugged one last time, not as lovers, but as people who once believed in forever. And as Ethan walked away, Lily watched him fade into the night, knowing she'd been his first chapter, but not his last. Ethan found Ava at the riverside, where they had once watched the city lights dance. She turned when she saw him, her eyes wet but hopeful. "I thought you chose her," she said quietly. He took her hand. "I chose us." She didn't speak. She just leaned her forehead against his chest, listening to his heartbeat, steady, real, hers. And in that moment, Ethan realized something profound. Love isn't always about who you meet first or who you loved longest. It's about who makes you better, who stays when life gets hard. As they stood under the same stars that once witnessed his goodbye with Lily, Ethan finally felt peace. Because sometimes love isn't a straight road, it's a crossroad. And when you find the one who waits at the end, you know you're home. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Heart Talk Stories, where emotions find words and love finds a home.